in the WSS process. You might have noticed this. I know it might have escaped some people's attention. That said, we're bringing humor into this because I'm obviously the most humorous person on the planet. We remain in a awkward and or non-egoically defined or definable space on purpose. If we do that, we're not giving airtime or space for ego to express itself and build up a head of steam or define the team process or the conversational space. And we're constantly required to counterbalance the ego over and over and over again until it's dissolved, until it becomes so uncomfortable that we apply methods to it. And then we become internally self-accountable and self-motivated to regulate and dissolve the ego until there's nothing there. This ongoing state of undefined, uncontrolled uncertainty is going to bring out your insecurities, your fears, your desire to be in control. And when you transcend that, all of that, you're going to be way more able to just collaborate constructively and efficiently and effectively, and far more able to just love each other and yourself all at the same time. And that's the hoped for intention. That's the cultivation of culture that we're doing our very best to support and tend and effect here. So skepticism itself and safety and control seeking strategies are not a successful strategy for resolution of climate change. Does it make sense that if we're operating as skeptics, or if we're operating trying to be safe or in control, we're actually holding the status quo of dysfunction in place, and thus we're remaining incapable of taking constructive action to solve for climate change or to generate a sustainable life process for humanity? So in that first slide we had of the balance beam, do we want to be in drama and ego process in order to and hold on to that as a priority and let 4 billion people possibly die? Or do we want to let go of our skepticism, let go of our distrust, let go of our judgmentalness, let go of our safety and control strategies, and just do it? This next third bullet. How do you know if you become conscious? We would suggest when your ego's dead, you're on the cusp. You're on the first step of consciousness. That doesn't mean you're dead. It doesn't mean you're not incarnated. It doesn't mean you're incapable of having relationships, living a life, and enjoying a good meal. And yes, if we're asking the question, we probably are not. And that said, it's good that we understand that so that we can say, oh, I guess I got more work to do. So conscious sovereignty is very much about conscious, disciplined, and integrous self-accountability. And that's tough. That's really tough in our world, because how many people are going to try to influence you to be the way they think you ought to be? How many people in the WSS would hold expectations of what is or is not conscious behavior, decision-making, relationship dynamics, team process, or the way of solving to achieve goals? And we would suggest that self-accountability has nothing to do with trying to make someone else be accountable or fit some standard or metric. So if we're being continually self-accountable and we're managing, not controlling our emotional process, we're dissolving our ego constantly every time the next plate on the stack or on the spring-loaded stack of plates, like at the cafeteria, pops up and you say, oh gosh, there's a whole nother ego process. I didn't even know that existed. Okay, I'll deal with it. Okay, next plate, next plate, next plate. When you're out of plates, it's going to be a wonderful thing. Does that mean that, does consciousness mean you'll never have pain again? No. That's something to be aware of. Pain, if you're alive, you're going to experience pain. You'll work with it better, more constructively. You'll learn from it constantly. It doesn't go away, and it will manifest in some way. And when you're done needing to reincarnate, then you can go on to a place without pain. Until then, life is painful. So human beings, if they want to dissolve their ego, must somehow be willing to counterbalance their ego dynamics with wisdom, discernment, love, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, empathy, service intention. And if you focus on doing those things, every time some ego dynamic pops up, you'll say, oh gosh, there's another ego dynamic. Okay, forgive it, mantra through it, meditate through it, anchor and integrate through it, Sedona method through it, Reiki through it, whatever you choose, whatever modality you prefer, apply it and do so decisively and until it's dissolved. And then just keep being conscious, just keep loving.